You wake up and check your phone. Another engagement. Another promotion. Another person living the life you thought you'd have by now. And here's the twist, you're happy for them. You really are. But underneath that happiness, there is grief, pain, and fear of being left behind. Stay with me because when I tell you why you feel this way, it will make you rethink everything. You're not lazy. You're not a failure. You're experiencing something that psychologists call the timeline paradox. And it's hijacking your brain in ways you don't even realize. Here's how it works. Your brain has a network that activates when you're not engaged in any activity. And right now, that network is running simulations 24/7, showing you the life you should have, comparing it frame by frame with the life you're living. You're living in 3 timelines at once: the past you regret, the present you're trying to escape, and the future you're terrified you'll never reach. And the worst part? This isn't even your fault. I'll explain why in a second. But first, think of it like this. Everyone else is in a boat floating downstream. You're trying to swim upstream while looking backwards and forwards at the same time. No wonder you're exhausted. Your nervous system thinks you're dying. To your ancient brain, being left behind by the tribe meant death. So every milestone you miss, every achievement you haven't unlocked, your body treats it like a predator in the grass. Like you're in actual danger. That tightness in your chest when someone announces their good news? That's not jealousy. That's your threat detection system screaming, "We're being abandoned. We won't survive." And sometimes you feel it like grief. But it's not the grief of being alone. It's the grief of being a spectator at your own life. Watching yourself through glass, seeing it happen but not feeling it. Because feeling it would mean accepting. This is it. This is your actual life, not the one you were supposed to have. You've stopped living and started auditing. Every decision runs through one filter. Will this help me catch up? And here's where it gets dark. You don't choose your job because you want it. You choose it because it sounds good when people ask. You don't pursue relationships for joy. You pursue them because you're the only single one left. You're not building a life. You're building a defense against the question, what have you been up to? Your entire existence has become a performance review. But wait, it gets worse. Sometimes, you become someone who can't start anything, because starting means you could fail, and failing would prove you're as behind as you fear. So you stay in research mode, forever planning, forever preparing, never beginning. And there's one behavior that's even more destructive than that. You experience other people's joy as personal failure. Someone gets promoted. Your brain doesn't celebrate, it calculates. Why them, why not me? You develop what it call achievement dysmorphia. You've accomplished things. But when you look at your life, you only see gaps. 10 things done, 1 thing missing, and that missing thing is all you can see. Here's the really twisted part. You hoard your potential. You don't try because trying means you might fail, so you keep the fantasy alive. That you're just one decision away from catching up. Your potential becomes a security blanket that's keeping you cold. In relationships, you become hungry in a way that repels people. You're not looking for connection. You're looking for validation. For someone to confirm you're not as behind as you feel. You can't rest because rest feels like falling behind in real time. Every hour must be productive. You've gamified your existence. And that's why you're losing. But these are not personality flaws. They're survival strategies. This is how a sensitive person adapts to the unbearable feeling that time is running out. None of this is who you are. It's what you have learned to do. And here's the part that sounds too simple to work, but it does. You have to stop trying to catch up. At first, it sounds insane. But listen, there is no right place you're supposed to be. That place only exists when you compare your insides to everyone else's outsides. And you have zero idea what their insides look like. The real secret is not what you think. You need to practice what it called timeline reclamation. Write down your actual life. Every job. Every relationship. Every choice. Not the one you wish you had, the one you lived. And beside each event, write what you learned. What you survived. You'll see something shocking. Your life hasn't been a waste. It's been an education in becoming exactly who you are. And here's the question that will change everything. If nobody would ever know about this achievement, would I still want it? If the answer is no, it's not your dream. It's your fear dressed up as ambition. Let it go. You're not behind. You're not running out of time. You're living the only life you could have lived, given everything you've survived. And maybe the point was never to catch up to anyone else. Maybe the point was to catch up to yourself. To close the gap between who you're pretending to be and who you actually are. Your life isn't a competition. It's a conversation. And you've been talking over it with fears about what it should be, instead of listening to what it is. If you know someone who needs to hear it, share this. Subscribe for more on the psychology of being human in a world that demands perfection. The goal isn't to be fixed. The goal is to be whole. And wholeness includes the parts that feel behind, that feel lost, that feel not enough. Those parts aren't weaknesses. They're proof you're still tender enough to care. Still brave enough to want more. Still here. Still breathing. Still becoming. You're exactly where you're meant to be,